All right, in this live, we're going to be going over the origin of the phrase "that's a booty hole," why I think it's funny, why it's been a little random ass saying of mine sometimes when I've done streams because people are trying to fucking take because I said it around the same time that not far off from just right before I was referring or talking to my dog and playing you know, him trying to get my hand as I'm like, pretending to go like I'm gonna grab him, just a simple little cat and mouse, like back and forth game. This is where that phrase comes from. There was a Vine, a meme about 9 years ago. Shit, I just stopped the screen. And it first showed up on Facebook, I believe is where I first seen it. And it just was funny. Me and a lot of friends laughed at it. And so this is where that comes from. Here's the actual Vine clip. They're pretty much all the same.
What's that? Girl, that's a booty hole.
Not a hole, Keisha. A valve.
Girl, that's a booty hole.
Girl, that's a booty hole.
Not.
So that is where that phrase comes from. It means nothing because I say it and my dog's in the same room. You fucking dumbasses. Ooh, because he said it like I was fucking with my dog's booty hole. I said, "That's a booty hole." That's all I said because I thought of that fucking vine. And they try to. That's what I'm saying. It's just all semantics. So I guess maybe I shouldn't fucking go live anymore. Because if I act like me, that in any way at all, or try to chillax and say things that are just jokes or whatever, and fucking talk about my dog in any way, then I can't. I'm gonna have people fucking having the damn Department of Conservation feeling like they gotta take action and question and ask me, what's going on. It's a good thing I already fucking sent them a message to head the shit off. But that's stupid. I mean, how are you gonna show the website on a live, basically where you got about 100 people braggingly, you like to say, and show them where to go, how to file a report on it. Basically, you telling people to do it. It's not people seeing something and being concerned. It's you making the fucking problem up. So once again, shut the fuck up. Yeah, Arnold, they tried doing that shit. They're promising that they got something coming that they're going to be doing to Gene and everything else. I mean, he said straight up in his own fucking live that they didn't ever dox any kids or nothing. But then, oh yeah, well, Bird's kid, yeah, don't forget Armies too. You fucking motherfuckers are so full of hypocritical, man. I've never, I mean, other than the times where I've noticed myself, because look, everybody can be a hypocrite, you know, but I've never seen such outlandish disregard for hypocrisy. I guess is what I mean to how I mean to phrase it, because they don't give a shit. You know, they can say something in one breath, and then the very next fucking breath would be complete opposite. Began a year ago. I came on here, and because I was looking into Johnny Goble's story, and I had subscribed to a lot of channels early on that I really didn't get what, they didn't outline in their description what they were doing. And so I believed a lot of what they said, not knowing that it, some of it was lies. and some of it was later on exposed as lies. And so I made fun of Johnny and stuff. So in a way, I understood getting some of the stuff that I did early on, but after I apologized to people and actually did things to make amends, tried to the best I could, being, online and everything, yeah, I don't think I deserved all the shit that escalated and calling the cops and all that stuff. Like, all of that stuff was done to spur up and make more content because they knew I'd go live and talk about it. It is fucking cruel. And then they blame me for their fucking torment of me. They won't just go the fuck off and leave me be and let me do my own blogs or whatever the fuck it is I want to do. No, they won't do that. They gotta continually poke, prod, and fuck with and disparage my name, accuse me of supposed abuse in whatever form, fashion that's trendy for them at the current time, as well as disparage me in any other possible way. That's one way of putting what they did. I mean, Fusion straight up told me one time that Iceman was being over there lewd and lascivious with a 15-year-old that he knew was in his chat and made it sound like, he needed to be that something like that bad was going on and gave me his probation number and, I fell for it. Yeah, I did. And, I tried to make up for it too. I mean, one thing nobody can say is that any time I did do something which was over the line or wrong, I haven't shied away from admitting the fault or anything. But I'm not fixing to admit fault to everything and make it a fucking a trend just because that's what they want. They want me to come on here and be sad, depressed, and stuff, and they're doing a good job at it. They've done a good job at it. That's the thing though. I mean, do I want to keep an eye? Because I've been keeping a little bit of an eye, not like subscribed and all that stuff and constantly looking, but every now and then I take a look out for things just to see what they're up to. And I get lectured this morning with fucking Andrea that, when she just went on their panel, you know, and I'm not trying to say anything by this, Andrew. I'm not. I'm not trying to start no shit or anything. But I mean, she told me, I mean, I don't think not long ago that she wasn't going to be coming on to any panels or anything. And look, I've said the same thing in regards to going live and stuff. So I'm not criticizing you. But at the same time, you say that, and then you go over there on theirs, and you say when you say, "Oh, you're sounding like Square," that it's just to trigger them. It doesn't mean anything bad towards me. And, all right, I believe that. But then you came on here and you done that and just made it look like a scene. And all it did was give them something to fucking laugh at. I mean, like, you used to, all of you guys used to get on to me whenever I did stuff like that unknowingly. I may have you on the panel or something and I talk about something you don't want to give any attention to, and I do it invariably, and you got pissed off. And I understood that, like I got it. So I don't try to do it. Maybe I still do it. I don't know. But I mean, that don't mean that you need to turn right around and, talk about, oh, you need to go into a different, like, I do have another channel. I believe I mentioned it already. But when I got people that have my name in their fucking mouth and false, alleging shit, I mean, I, I don't know. I'm the type of person that I want to be aware if something's going on, even if it is negative or not great to know about, because I don't want to be caught off guard. I want to know what current shit they're saying sometimes so I can be able to explain it. Because if I don't, then all you have is what they say, you know? And while, yeah, you got the right to not respond back to anything, especially if it is ridiculous, and I understand people that do that when something is really ridiculous or out there. But at the same time, that can be taken as guilt. A lot of people take it as guilt when people clam up and don't say anything to allegations. So that's the main psychological factor for the reason why I do say anything. No, you don't own me. There we go, right there. That's what that's the shit I'm talking about right there. No, I wouldn't want to write a book about it, man. Like, I don't like it. I do not like it. I'm not in a good state of mind to help right now to be dealing with this. So I think I'm gonna get off, stay off for the rest of the day. I mean, I gotta do something anyways, but I don't think I'm gonna come back on anytime later is what I mean to say. Yeah, anytime an account comes in there with that bland letter on it, which is a just created YouTube account, you know it's them. I mean, it's more confirmed whenever they say shit like "we own you" and shit like that. I mean, until YouTube does something and these platforms do something about these people trying to make this so-called low-cal content culture bullshit, which is just a fucking subculture created from the internet from people that like to cause havoc and mischief. That's all it is. Uh, and people are taking it to new lengths all the fucking time and into all the way into real life. You know, people of the old days of trolling and stuff would not look highly upon this shit at all. I mean, that from what I've looked at and researched on it. But you do have a lot of other channels that have a significant following of some, and they call them local. But some of those people, I mean, they straight up have done some things that are, but I mean, that's the challenge with this shit is because there are some of them like Chris Chan and others that have done things that are horrible. And you got all types of people out there saying different things. The point of it is, though, is that muddies the water, and people tend to just always assume, oh, well, if a bunch of channels are making a video about one person, then it must be true. That's exactly what I thought as a new person coming into this shit, watching it. It's exactly how I thought negative about Johnny. That's why I know what I'm talking about because I lived through it. I know the cognitive dissonance and the mob mentality and all that. It's not the first time I've experienced something like that. So I'm getting off here. But hope everybody has a good day. I ain't mad at you, Andrea. Just, it was early this morning and it was like you were picking a fight with me and I didn't like the fact that we were talking about all that. So yeah, I always check law and crime. See, that's the thing. I look at these law and crime and predator catches on my phone when I'm out and about doing something. If I have downtime or what have you, on breaks or lunch, if when I'm working. I mean, like that's what I have an appetite for watching that stuff. It's interesting to me. It concerns me, you know. Um, although I support the people that catch the ones that are messing with innocents because that concerns me. The true crime stuff is what more interests me. You know, what I kind of like have a passion for learning about because I want to know all, I've always liked studying like forensics. I loved watching CSI, Miami, regular CSI, you know, I loved all that stuff. It's just, I wanted to be a police officer when I was younger, actually. Remember getting sheriff patches from the sheriff's department and wearing them with a little uniform for career day and some early grade, I forgot. Uh, then I got into my teens and started having a lot of experiences with the police and put a distaste in my mouth with it. I never thought about doing it like I did when I was a kid. No, I haven't checked that out. It's like that song that they made that they like to listen to that talking about my whore mom in a box and don't know which fucking faggot's on top and saying I abuse fucking medicine I've never abused ever. Basically calling me a murderer. Like fucking male prostitute shit. Just fucking, just any fucking derogatory thing that they can think of that would be shocking. Maybe they wish that I was still, I don't know, taking Ativan, you know, but I'd gotten prescribed a lower med they use for like alcohol withdrawal and stuff, and I took it, and that made coming off the other a lot easier. And since I wasn't long term on that med that I used temporarily, you know, I just stopped taking it. I felt like a little sick first 24, 48 hours, and then it went away, you know. So, I mean, it wasn't that bad. But when you get down to these last threshold doses is where it gets challenging. Who was calling me talking about? all they talk about, they, you know, this guy that does nothing but perpetually drink and sound obnoxious got my mom in a closet and fucking, uh, you know, and they started that. I mean, nobody talked about any of their parents or anything until after they had talked about mine. And I have said a few things about some of them's fusions mostly. Yeah, they keep, every now and then they like to try to call and see if especially if I'm not doing anything and they don't have any, any stream coming through or anything, for a few days if I stay off. I would have went ahead and changed my number again by now, but I have stuff set up with my number. It's hard to change all that stuff over. Well, I mean, it's more tedious than anything, but I got stuff coming up and I don't want to bother changing it just yet. So I'm gonna get off here.